So here's a question for you guys, South Africa. Why are we accepting of poor standards, politicians that are lying, politicians that are flip-flopping, and one day they believe this, one day they stand for this, and the next day they come back to us and they're standing for something else? Why are we not having that culture of holding people accountable for the things that they've said that they will do, and things that they believe, things that they stand for? Like, for example, you get somebody who says, vote for me because I'm standing for 1, 2, 3, I'm against corruption. And the next day, things change. You find this person singing a different tune, saying something else. And this goes for all politicians, if you ask me. So I want us to check out some of these flip-floppers and tell me what you think in the comments about why are we accepting of this type of behavior? Why are we accepting this type of being treated this way, basically?
There's no personality cult in the EFF. No cults, right? Yeah. Cults, you find people even print photos of their leader and put in their walls and print t-shirts of the organizations with their leaders. Have you ever? There's no cult of leadership.
So there's no worry at all about a possible cult. The matter has never arisen in a proper debate inside.
There's no cult, none whatsoever, in the economic freedom fighters.
So that was Floyd Shivambo back in the day, a couple of years ago, claiming that within the economic freedom fighters, there is democracy, that people are able to express themselves, that people are able to do what they need to do in terms of expressing themselves and debating things within the economic freedom fighters, when he was the deputy president of the economic freedom fighters. And let's hear what tune is he singing today with regard to the economic freedom fighters.
Majority of the political parties are just associations of self-seeking individuals or cults or family-run businesses who are about utilizing money for their own benefits and not for the benefit of the whole society.
Didn't you call the EFF a cult as well? Now that you mentioned the word, you called the EFF a cult.
Yes, I did explain that the EFF's internal democratic system qualify it to be a cult, because even when there is qualitatively superior alternatives and views that are presented in terms of how the organization should be run, one person decides its direction, its character, its content, and is the only person who speaks in all the major platforms of the
organization. Wow, that's amazing, eh? So today he's calling the economic freedom fighters a cult that he was in for 11 years. So today he wants us to believe that the economic freedom fighters under the leadership of Julius Malema, they are a cult. And for 11 years, in fact, even much more than that, perhaps even when the time he was in the ANC Youth League, that I don't think Julius developed these tendencies of being a cult leader or dictator only when they came to the economic freedom fighters. So Floyd Shivambo expects us to believe what he's saying now, that we need to take him on his word, simply because he wants to start a new political parties and he needs voters and things like that. South Africa, be aware of this one, flip-flopper, and he's shown us many times that he is a flip-flopper. He doesn't have a moral position that he stands on what he truly believes. Can you imagine? Now, who remembers this one? Mr. John Steenhuisen himself, the leader of the Democratic Alliance, the DA. Prior to the elections, this is what John Steenhuisen used to say about the ANC. Let's check this one out.
To that end, and with that eye on 2024, we will not be entering into any coalition agreement with the Economic Freedom Fighters, the African National Congress, or any other party that does not subscribe to constitutionalism, the rule of law, a social market economy, and a capable state, as well as non-racialism. These are non-negotiables for the DA.
Now, this is crazy. Look at what John Steenhuisen is saying today. You know, him in the Government of National Unity. Remember the incident in the White House where he was talking about the whole reason that he's in government with the ANC, President Ramaphosa, and all of that is to make sure that the EFF and the MKP, they are out of political power. So let's check out this one. Let's check this one out as well.
Today, the 14th of June, 2024, will go down in the annals of history as the start of a new chapter for our beloved country. It is my privilege to report to you that after 2 weeks of thorough negotiations that only concluded after today's sitting of Parliament had already started, the DA has reached agreement on the statement of intent for the formation of a government of national unity. Following the signing of this document by the leaders of the respective parties involved, including the DA, the IFP, and the ANC, the DA will now enter national government, as well as provincial government, in the provinces of Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal.
Who still remembers this one? One named Herman Mashaba, when he first burst into the political scene, particularly when he started his party Action SA, and he was standing on business that I will never ever work with the ANC. The whole purpose of this party being started is to get ANC out of power. Okay, that was then. That was Herman Mashaba then. So let's check out what he said then.
I will not do a coalition with the ANC. If you tell me coalitions are in disarray and therefore the only way we can have a stable coalition with the ANC, with any political parties with the ANC, that's for me. I even said on one of your radio interviews that in the event that Action SA decides one day to go into a coalition with the ANC, I'm happy to step aside. That is how strong I feel.
Herman Mashaba today, he's singing a different tune. Can you believe it, eh? Can you believe it? Herman Mashaba is singing a different tune. He's a I don't know when did he have his Damascus moment whereby he woke up one day and realized like, wow, all that I was saying, I didn't believe it. It's not true, and all of these things. So today, Herman Mashaba is, hey, loving the ANC, in a coalition government with them, the city of Joburg, the city of Tshwane. Whenever there are motions of confidence against the leadership of the ANC within the city of Joburg, the Action SA, they abstain. They don't participate in that because they want to keep the ANC in power. So they are partners with the ANC today. So can you believe it? So here's another flip-flop.
So when the ANC approaches, by then, personally, I'd already made up my mind. I've got to really look at options. And when they approached us, I said, the ANC, we are happy to talk to you. However, before we take our own decision as the leadership, please allow us to consult our structures to ensure that our decision is actually informed by our structures as well. So our structures have given us a clear mandate to